The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 9 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships from Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Greece, Penfield, Fairport, and Canandaigua. Online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us at the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County. We begin with an honor roll of high school teams. At number 3, HFL Baseball. The Cougars are the Monroe County Division II champions. Andrew Bailey threw a 3-hitter. At 13 strikeouts, Colin Crowell had a grand slam against Pittsford Mendon. The Cougars are 11-9. At number 2, Ganonda Softball, a regular contributor, which continues to cling to that undefeated record. The Panthers got a 7th-inning game-winning RBI single from Brielle Hamill to beat Williamson 3-2. Ganonda is 16-0. And at number 1, East High Baseball won the RCAC title. The best of the City League got identical 4-hit, 3-run, 2 RBI efforts from Ryan Rivera and Ahmed Elawad in a win over Monroe. They gave Elawad the MVP nod. East is 15-5. Which brings us to Penfield, where our Kim Burnson has the story of the region's highest flyer.
High school track and field, a place where some of Section 5's greatest showcase their training, endurance, and strength. While some student athletes look at it as conditioning in the off-season, for others, it's the main event. Not everyone has what it takes to excel in a sport where your biggest competition is yourself, especially when it comes to an event like pole vaulting. For Penfield senior Ethan McGuire, never has the term raising the bar had such a literal meaning.
The way I see pole vault and track is way different than a competitive team sport like soccer. Because when you're playing a team sport like soccer, what you do affects the other team. So there's a lot of animosity between the two teams, and whether or not you like them or not, you still have to compete against them. And when you're doing track or something like pole vault, everything that happens is because you did it.
Penfield pole vault specialist and coach Becky Fabiano says his natural abilities were something she spotted in him right away.
Is there something you see in an athlete that you initially say they're going to be good at pole vaulting?
Usually if they're tall, that's very beneficial to a vaulter. Pure strength overall, upper body and core really help with the vault. So overall just full body awareness too in the air really helps. So gymnasts make awesome pole vaulters, and Ethan actually was a tumbler before he started vaulting. So I was like, hey, you know what, you should try vaulting, and he became really well at it. Ethan's very dedicated. He puts in a lot of extra work in the weight room, and he's very technical, always watching videos and stuff, so that also plays a huge role in his performance.
Relatively new to the event, Ethan found he had a knack for pole vaulting after picking it up just a few years ago, largely in part due to his previous training as a tumbler. What began as an entertaining challenge developed into something more competitive.
After sophomore year, it was in the fall, and I needed a new sport because I wasn't really happy with soccer, and I thought, hey, let's try something crazy because it might be interesting, and pole vault was there, and it looked fun, so I gave it a shot.
So it's just fun, that's why you got into it?
I got into it for fun. I think it may have changed a little bit over time into my passion or something more than that, but I just really enjoy it, and it started out as fun, and I still like to think that I have fun.
Now, as he works towards the top of his game, Ethan has surpassed the Penfield school record at 14.4, and then topped himself at the Victor Twilight meet by resetting his record with a height of 14 feet 8 inches.
So take me through, like, what's your mindset before each attempt, like when you're stepping up to get ready to jump?
In pole vault, there's a lot of different things you got to do. So for me, you got to trust that muscle memory will get you through most of it. But what I'll normally do is I'll find a piece of the vault that I think I need to work on, say the swing or the takeoff, and I'll focus directly on that and just trust that the rest of it will turn out okay.
It's easy to get comfortable with each accomplishment, but Coach Fabiano says there's still work to do.
So what do you think he's capable of?
He's definitely capable of jumping over 15 feet. So hopefully we hit that, and hopefully we peak at states. So that's our plan for right now.
Ethan will continue to develop next year at RIT, where he hopes to grow at a higher level.
I think the change in scenery and the change in competition, because right now it's normally just me and Kevin and then a couple other kids. But in college, it's gonna be a lot tighter, which will be more exciting, right? Because I'll be in the mix instead of just on my own.
For the Vision High School Sports Beat, I'm Kim Burnson.
When we return, more from the track. She is the top thrower. When the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us at the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Let's take a look at that honor roll of high school athletes now. Our top three for the week. At number 3, Laura Piazza of HFL. She broke the school record, the pole vault. In a dual meet against Pittsford Mendon, Laura went 10 feet 6 inches. At number 2, golfer Will Thompson won the sectional golf title with a 73 at Ridgemont by 2 strokes over teammate Gunnar Doyle, Penfield Zach Ottman, and Christian Chapman of Victor. And at number 1, golfer Gunnar Doyle at Pittsford Mendon. He took the Monroe County Tournament Champions title with a 75 at Deerfield by 2 strokes over teammate Will Thompson, and then claimed the best of 3 against Thompson by beating Will by 1 stroke in the Super Sectionals at Stafford. Which brings us to Brockport, where one of the most dominant track and field athletes in the season is a mere freshman. It's in the blood. She is really something to watch. Brianna Young is a 9th grader at Brockport and the best little discus thrower in the section.
It's definitely technique, but God has really just blessed me with a talent that I can't even explain, you know. I wish I could give you more of an answer, but it's all because of the Lord, so.
Perhaps, but her dad helped some too. Glenn Young is a football coach at Brockport, a former NFL player and an Ontario provincial discus champion. It's in the blood.
Absolutely. I threw discus growing up. You know, it's kind of like one of those things that came out of nowhere. I just had a high school coach that took an interest in me, felt like, hey, let's go work on this, see what we can do with it. In fact, my first year as a junior, I ended up winning the state championship as a junior and found that I was pretty good at it. You know, so naturally for me with my daughters, I just want to put them in everything. I want to see what they're capable of doing.
At the Royal Combat Invitational at Rush Henrietta last week, Brianna threw the discus 124 feet and won the event over a field of 43 other throwers by 24 feet. She's showing steady improvement, having raised her winning distances by 9 full feet over the past 3 weeks.
In middle school, you have to do everything, but I kind of focused more on throwing because I just enjoyed it and I just found like a knack for it, I guess. And my dad and I, we just would practice at our house. We had like a huge lawn and we would just, you know, work on full spin, and gradually over a couple of years, we would just keep developing my entire spin, so yeah.
Well, it makes my job a lot easier when they know what they're doing. She learned early on to have a great release, which is very important in the discus. And she's a real competitor, so she has that uncoachable part where, you know, she does not like coming in second in anything, whether it's academics or athletics. And I mean, it makes my job a lot easier when they come in and they have those basics, and then we could try to work on the finer points to hopefully make her throw farther.
I would love to go to the Olympics and throw. I think that would be incredible, and I really want to develop shot put too and see where I can go with that. So.
Making the grade, Kim returns when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for our Making the Grade segment where we focus on high school athletes for what they do both on and off the field. This week, Sam Weber of Fairport has earned his spot on Making the Grade. Sam ranks among the top in his class at Fairport High School. He's a senior and has held a high honor roll status consistently for the past 2 years, all while taking multiple AP classes, by the way. Sam's hard work in the classroom has also earned him a spot in the National Honor Society. Well-versed in all subjects, he volunteers as a peer tutor for underclassmen. Sam is involved in 2 very different types of activities at school. He's played in the school band since 5th grade, where he's mastered the tuba and continued with Fairport's concert band throughout his high school career. Outside class, you can catch him on the baseball diamond, where he plays varsity ball. His leadership has helped earn him a Team Character Award for his sportsmanship and work ethic on the field. Next year, Sam's well-rounded schedule has earned him acceptance at Syracuse University, where he plans to study public relations in the fall. Nominated this week for his production on the field and in the classroom, Fairport's Sam Weber is making the grade. If you have an idea for our Making the Grade segment, we want to hear from you. You can contact us at info@classywolf.com. I'm Kim Burnson. Now here's Bill with a look at our Section 5 calendar.
It is championship week. Section 5 finals and all the major sports take place. We get serious on Wednesday with the girls and boys lacrosse finals, unfortunately on the same day. The girls will play a triple header at Easter for games at 4, 6, and 8. Boys finals will be at St. John Fisher, triple header, games at 3:30, 5:15, and 7:30. Softball, the Class AA championship game, is played on Friday at 5. The Class A1 and A2 softball championship games take place on Thursday at SUNY Brockport. The baseball championship games take place Thursday in Class A and AA at sites to be determined. The Section 5 track and field championships for the top 2 classes are Saturday at Victor High School beginning at 10. Spring season championship week on the Section 5 calendar. It went fast. Softball is center stage in our all sports high school game of the week when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back to the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Some late season softball matchups did very little to sort through the contenders in the Section 5 tournament. Victor and Webster Schrader will factor into the Class AA mix. Those 2 teams meet in our all sports high school game of the week. Just a week before tournament time, the regular season softball schedule wasn't doing Webster Schrader and Victor any real favors. They were playing against each other for the second time in a week. Coach, these late season, regular season games against really good teams that you might face in the tournament, do you have to play them at all differently?
No, we are trying just to take care of business on our side of the dugout. We're just, have a couple goals offensively, a couple goals defensively. Doesn't matter really who we're playing. So, other than a few adjustments with whatever pitcher we're facing.
Sectionals is wide open in Class AA this year. Between yourselves, Victor, and Fairport, big 3 heading into the tournament, you think?
Oh, we can't leave Penfield out either. I think it's really anybody's game. Thomas is up there. Our division is tough. I mean, out of the 12 teams, I think there's 5 teams that could win sectionals for sure.
Schrader, with just 1 loss, was the best of the bunch so far, hosting Victor. The Blue Devils going right to work against Warrior starter Adriana Dalal, who hit back-to-back batters to help load the bases with 1 out. A wild pitch brought home Kristen Simmons on a close play at the plate with the game's first run. With 2 runners on, Victoria Alaco hit a ball to Webster shortstop Mariah Staley, who came home with it to get Kara Camaso at the plate.
You always have to know what to do with the ball, obviously, and who's on base. So when I saw someone at first, we always have this play that we do, and I had to check her and I had to go home with it, and you have to go with your first instinct, and that's what I did.
Victor picked up a second run when Stacy Powell scored on the front end of a double steal to make it 2-0. Then there was yet another play at the plate, the third in the inning. Alaco was out trying to score on a wild pitch to end it. Schrader took advantage of a couple of Victor fielding errors. A bunt by Staley was misplayed, and the Warriors had runners at the corners with one out. They worked the double steal, with Gabby Formusa scoring. It was 2-1 Victor. In the second inning, Delau pitched her way into trouble and then worked her way out. A walk hit, the hit batsman loaded the bases, but Delau struck out Camaso to end the threat. Webster tied the game in the third. With two runners on, Sierra Hall with a base hit up the middle. That scored Formusa, and it was a 2-2 game. But an opportunity to take the lead was lost on a double steal when Victor second baseman Sidney Powell cut the throw off and came home with it to get Taylor Parlett. That was the play of the game. It was a very tough throw. You're coming opposite way and across your body.
Well, we went during our morning practices throughout the winter. We practiced stuff like that, like throwing on the run, and that really helped.
Is that one of your pet plays?
Yeah.
In the top of the fourth inning, Schrader right fielder Casey Salomon made a nice running catch of a ball hit by Victor's Sarah Simmons, but the Blue Devils reclaimed the lead on a two-out throwing error. It was 3-2 Victor. Then the rains came. After a delay of 45 minutes, the teams resumed play in the fifth inning. Victor scored a run on a wild pitch before Simmons came to the plate with runners at first and third and one out. She got the big hit, a two-run triple that made it 6-2 in favor of Victor.
Well, my team was cheering me on. We had a delay, so we were getting up. We needed a few hits to get ahead, and yeah, I just pulled it through.
You caught it pretty well, and Delau's a good pitcher.
Well, I also had my good family friend pass away today, and it helped me up there in the plate, and that one was for you, Mrs. D.
Julia DeSanto was the mother of a family friend. Schrader got one of those runs back in the bottom of the fifth. Delau with a base hit to center scored for Musa, made it a 6-3 game. But this wasn't Webster's day. Victor's Sammy Torlish led off the sixth with a base hit. The Warriors threw the ball around, making two errors on the play, and Torlish found herself coming all the way around to score. Victor freshman pitcher Sydney Dillman pitched out of a sixth-inning jam on a comebacker with two on. She went the distance for the win. Dillman becomes a key player, with primary pitcher Camaso dealing with health issues. Victor came away from this one 14-4.
We'd like to thank our partners at the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible.
As do you. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again next week with the Vision Automotive Group's High School Sports Beat.